Yo people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thursday been a couple of days since I've been back in the car and on the way to the gym. Obviously yesterday I filmed in my apartment gym, pushing arms, and actually had a really good session. A little bit of a switch up from the usual in terms of exercise selection and stuff because I'm limited for equipment in there, but got done what was needed. Intensity was super high, rest periods kept short, and yeah, I'd got a savage pump, so that video will obviously already be up now. Today I have got legs and back. Not the most of ideal sessions today because I'm absolutely knackered. I had 2 shit nights sleep on a bounce. My own fault really for staying up a little bit later than usual and watching TV. Blue light affects me so bad with sleep. Like if I'm either on my phone or watching TV past like 9 PM, sleep is massively affected. So in order for me to have like a solid good night's rest, I need to be clocked off my devices by, like I said, like 9 PM. I'll be sat in a decent place, but blue light after that time absolutely writes me off. So yeah, I ended up watching, I think Court of Gold it's called. It's the new documentary on Netflix about USA basketball and the Olympics. Absolutely cold doc. Like if you're into sport docs, which I imagine if you're into fitness you will be, definitely give that one a watch. Probably one of the best ones I've watched in a while. Some of the basketball ones are sick. Like The Last Dance was crazy. There's been a few others, so yeah, that one was nuts as well. I'm getting back into my series era at the minute. To be fair, I think whenever I start to hit like 5 to 6 weeks out in prep, I start needing a little bit more shut off time. So a little bit more of a mental break, just to take my mind off the monotony of the daily tasks that I needed throughout prep. You know, it kind of becomes a little bit like Groundhog Day the further in you get. You know, you start getting a lot more fatigued, you're a lot more hungry, brain isn't functioning at full capacity when you're running on empty, so it's nice just to have some time to switch off. I just started watching Night Agent. I've been watching that whilst I've been doing my cardio, so I've got 45 minutes of cardio. So in the mornings I'll just stick an episode of Night Agent on, so I think I'm 2 episodes in. I don't know why I hadn't watched that already, because I'm a bit of a series head, but I hadn't. So yeah, I'm knocking some episodes out and that's been fucking good so far, so I'm not complaining. I might have to rerun an old series this prep as well, just for a bit of nostalgia, man. And I'm one of them guys where if I've got something that I'll watch it like repeatedly. Like Dexter, I watched multiple times. Breaking Bad, multiple times. Prison Break, multiple times. There's a good few Suits I've watched a few times. So yeah, there's many a series, man. I might what else have I watched multiple times? That's called How to Get Away with Murder. I've watched twice as well. Can't think off the top of my head, man, but yeah, there's many. I've watched loads of series, and back in the day that was my go-to. Never really a movies guy. Series would get knocked out like back-to-back binge watched all the way through. I remember Lost, like that's a heavy series that, like I think there's like 10 seasons, maybe like 25 episodes of series, and I must have smacked them out like in a short amount of time. They were getting back-to-back non-stop through the day. Like 8-10 episode days, man, when free time was a luxury. But as I said, a little bit tired today. Not feeling too bad overall. I woke up with a new low this morning at 99.1 on the scale, so like 0.2 of a kilo drop from my lowest at the start of the week. We're just slowly branching out into some new territory now. I think, you know, as I start to get to this stage, drops tend to be a little bit slower. I think obviously in the initial phases of prep, and when I'm transitioning from an off season into a deficit, like you tend to have a period of like 3 to 4 weeks where things move really fast. You start to flush off some water weight, some inflammation starts to go, and your body starts responding really well. So you know, you have that initial period where, you know, a couple of kilos flew off me really fast, and then it starts to just be steady progression and drops after that. So you know, I'm not expecting myself to wake up in the morning and see a fucking a you know, a kilo or a kilo and a half drop on the scales. You know, a small steady couple of pounds is what we're aiming for, and the most important thing at this stage is really the visuals. You know, as I've said previously, like you will see some discrepancies in scale weight day to day. So although I weigh myself every morning, just so I can keep a track on the progress and see whether, you know, anything specific has made them manipulations. And obviously the more data Zach has as well, the more he has to play around with. But you know, you can't pay attention to every single detail of that scale weight, because like I said, there will be some things out of your control that do impact it. However, like, I'm feeling good. I think obviously the last time I spoke in a car was when I did the Q&A, so I didn't really talk about my set point or anything. I think the last time I did talk about my set point was before Monday. So when I checked in on Monday, we did have another little push. So we're currently in the most aggressive point of prep so far. Cardio's at 45 minutes still. So cardio's not changed. Steps have gone up to 12k from 10, a little bump in steps. And then food has dropped again, so carbs have been removed from meal 3. So I've had 150 grams of potato moved from meal 3, and then a little pull elsewhere. So I'm down roughly like probably 150 calories or something, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're already in a fairly significant deficit, them small changes do make a little bit of difference, you know. And I'm definitely feeling a little bit flatter the past few days, but fortunately I've still been like holding pumps fairly well. I think I mentioned it in a few videos, but whenever I train in the evenings later in the day, the more food I've got in me, the better my pump's holding. So if I can train in the evenings more often, then I will do, just because it gives Zach a little bit more of an idea if I send him any post-workout visuals of, you know, how things will look once I've got some carbohydrates in my system. And it also just makes me feel a little bit happier about the physique, you know, when you're seeing yourself in the mirror and stuff with a pump, feeling full, feeling vascular. It definitely helps on the mental side of things. As you know, prep can be a little tough mentally as you get further in. Like, you know, your mind has a funny way of playing tricks on you. And yeah, you do get to them stages and them moments where, you know, you do get a little bit element of body dysmorphia kicking in. You know, when you're looking and critiquing your physique every day, because that's essentially what bodybuilding is. Like, you know, it's an art form, and the idea is that you bring the most aesthetic package and physique you possibly can. So, you know, you're constantly looking at the physique, making critiques, making adjustments, and you know, trying to analyze and see where, you know, you need to make improvements, where things need pushing. You can be leaner in certain areas, and you know, when you're doing that every single day, morning, during your session, evening, it does start to take a little bit of a toll. So you've just got to be mindful, man, and make sure, you know, you're not being too hard, too critical on yourself. Put yourself in a position where, you know, you're doing everything necessary and doing everything you can to keep yourself moving and pushing forward towards the goal that you have in mind. So yeah, I just pulled up to the petrol station. I'm just gonna jump into the pet station now. I just need to fill up. I'll carry on talking to you guys and jump back in. I won't catch you at the gym. I'll see you in a second. So fuel acquired. I was just saying before, I was speaking to someone this morning, a friend and a client of mine, about like the importance of goal setting and how important it is, no matter what phase you're in, like to have something to aim and drive towards. Trying to get yourself to a point of, you know, solid discipline and consistency without having a specific goal is really difficult to do. I think, you know, it comes to a point where if you don't have something to aim towards and you're not driving towards something specific, them days where motivation is low, when mood is down, you know, you've got some things pulling on you or tugging on you from different areas of your life, it becomes extremely difficult to then self-motivate and put yourself back in a position where you find and pull that discipline and consistency somewhere when you haven't got an emotional response or something you're aiming towards, to be like, okay, fucking hell, if you don't do this, then you're not going to get to this goal or to this end point. So, you know, when you've got a driving force, every single session counts, and you constantly can remind yourself that, okay, if I do this small step today, these small little tasks, these small goals, these small wins, they're adding up to the big goal that I've got in mind. So I know today, boom, I wake up like, I need to get this cardio done, I need to get my steps done, I need to get this session in, because these small wins today, although in this current moment it only might seem like a small task and something that might not be the end of the world if you was to miss it for one singular day, but every single one of them small days is what adds up to seeing drastic change over time. Like, you know, missing one singular cardio session is not going to be a drastic be all and end all in halting your progress or stopping you from getting where you need to go. Again, the same with doing one singular cardio session or one training session is not going to allow you to put on a load of muscle tissue or get shredded and get you to your end goal. But every single one of them days where you get them small tasks done, they add up and they accumulate to you reaching that bigger goal. So I think, like, if you're at a stage now where you've been flip-flopping through different stages of your journey, you're not sure exactly what direction you go in, I advise you to really think about kind of where you want to be in the next 6 to 12 months. Set yourself, you you know, a bigger goal, an actual driving force, something for you to aim and focus your energy on, go for it, man. Because if you don't have that, like I said, you'll struggle in the moments when you don't have anything to fall back on, pull yourself back into a place of motivation and finding that discipline and consistency again. I think fitness journeys in general aren't really any different to any other area of life. Like, if you want to be successful in something, it's them small wins, them small accomplishments that add up over time in order for you to reach a bigger goal, a bigger driving force, a bigger accomplishment. You know, the small daily wins, the things that are often overlooked or ignored, the basic things that you do well consistently over time are what add up into reaching them bigger goals. So yeah, if you're starting off in your journey, you know, take pride in the small little wins, like them small goals, them small daily tasks that you're able to accomplish. Start solidifying into your routine and getting ticked off. Like, you know, be proud of yourself for doing them things every single day. You know, waking up early in the morning, getting your cardio done, making sure your morning routine's in order, you know, going to sleep at the same time every night, hitting your gym sessions at the same time religiously throughout the week. Like, all them things are what add up to, you know, you then being able to be successful in the future. You know, no one wakes up and is fucking has an elite athlete level mentality straight away. Like, you know, these things take time to forge and build. Like, my ability to now stay disciplined and consistent is based around the importance that I'm putting on this goal that I've set for myself. Like, if I didn't have that driving force, then I wouldn't be getting up every single day and doing my cardio in the morning, or making sure I'm hitting my steps, you know, still, you know, walking on the treadmill late at night after a session if I've had a long day. And them days, if I didn't have that goal in mind, I would just sack it off because it wouldn't be that important to me. So, you know, having something that matters to you is super crucial, man, and you know, tie some emotion to it. I think, you know, emotions are a huge driving force. You often see the guys that do best in sports, or, you know, with a goal in mind, are ones that are emotionally driven. You know, whether it's in fear, in anger, disappointment, you know, whether they're trying to prove someone wrong, or just prove it to themselves. Like, that often is an emotion tied to people being successful in stuff. So, you know, I think if you've got an element of that in there, you're going to be able to use that as fuel in the moments when you need it. But yeah, enough ramble. I'm probably like 10 minutes away from the gym, 15 minutes maybe. As I said, I'm feeling a little bit tired today, but I'm gonna knock this pre-workout back, get myself locked in, put some tracks on here. So I'll switch off the camera, put some music on, get myself locked in, drink my pre, and then get in for a nasty session. So I'll catch up with you guys at the gym. Training hamstrings, but I always do first set with a little bit more volume. I always find I get a little bit of knee pain when I'm doing hamstring curl, so if I don't warm up well, it really starts to bother me as I get towards my heavier working set. So first set, a little bit of a pre-exhaustion set in there, quite a lot of volume. Knees nice and warm, hamstrings nice and warm now. So I've had to put it up a couple of pins and try and get 1 or 2 sets on something a little bit heavier. But yeah, that moved all right. Oh, damn. Yeah, let's go. Headphones had to come out today. Woo, shit. What for it, Cam? Yeah. Headphones had to come out today. That was that first. Exercise has already got me fried. You're wondering why I've got this resistance band strapped in like a seat belt, just to keep my hips a little bit more fixed. Definitely not necessary, but it just allows me to stay a little bit more stable and worry less about fucking trying to drive my ass into the seat. But yeah, first working set on that, I think I ended up with like 11, 12 reps maybe. Move decent. I'm gonna move the seat up one, so I'm a little bit more fixed in, back off slightly, and go for another work in there. Then I'm gonna get into first press. I might do a pendulum squat today. Changing my mind between that and a leg press, but I'll see what I decide in a minute. Shit! Nothing quite like the burn on these fuckers. So we're up on the extension now. Moving to a press, and that'll probably do me. On legs today. I did calves yesterday or the day before. They're sore as fuck. DOMs are terrible, so I ain't gonna be touching them today. Finish up on the legs, couple of movements on back. Might finish with some abs, and then I've got cardio as well. So yeah, I won't show you guys all the boring stuff at the end, but catch you next movement.
That's cause they live it to high. 4S13 stepping on shit till it's pride. He brought me the money sealed up, I still had to count it, I cannot just hide. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, let's have sex in the bank. Telling her open a safe. I hate a privileged rapper who don't even know what it takes. The diamonds they hit like a rainbow, that's cause the necklace of Frank. Her. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, let's have sex in the nines. Do it. Breaking and bending the spines. Do it. I hate a privileged rapper that they had to hit 60 times. Do it. Niggas be full of excuses, act like they taking their time. Whoa, whoa.
Just realised, forgot to turn my mic back on that last set like a twat. But 4 plates for the top set. Moved actually really well, a lot better than I fucking expected. I think I ended up with a set of 8. It was heavy, hard, taxing set, but made it work. I think I underestimated myself a little bit. I thought I was going to struggle bad on that set, but moved okay. Backed off a little bit now, so see what I can get in here. Hopefully get a little bit higher than a 10 rep set. Got some more volume through the legs, and then that'll be a wrap for me. Move on to back from here. Two more, come on. Yeah. First working set on here. The movement that you'll see me do pretty much every single back session in the past and for the foreseeable. I think I got a set of 12 on that. Try and match it on the right hand side. Do one more and then I'll get into the first row of the day. Not sure what row I'm going to do today, but we'll see. I'm cramping bad in my forearms today. To hydrate a little bit better. To be fair, I've already put back like probably 2 litres this morning, but obviously with the lack of sleep last night, I'm probably a little bit more on the dehydrated side, fighting a little bit of fatigue. So see how we get on with the rest of this workout. Finish up this right arm and get the hell off this. Lats are absolutely on fire. This connection I get on this, there's nothing that matches the connection that I get on this. Like one set and my lats are absolutely pumped out of the mind. So finish the right arm and then let's see. on in. I've done them in a little while. Actually felt unreal. I don't know why the fuck I've been pulling them out of my program, but they are definitely back in. Sometimes I struggle because I have naturally quite rounded shoulders, just to fucking keep them scapulars pulled back and really drive through that mid back. On these, for some reason I can stay really locked in through it with my scaps. Sometimes I struggle, like if I'm doing a heavy like chest supported row, I end up rounding out and then just losing that tension through the mid back. So yeah, good few sets on there. That'll probably be a wrap for me now. I'll catch you guys in the posing room. Okay. Whew. So that is a wrap on today's session. Really good session overall, to be fair. Legs fried, back finished, 5 movements total, 3 on legs, hamstring curl, leg extension, pendulum, and then a single lat pull and a bent over barbell row, and that for me is more than enough. Again, like I said whilst I'm on prep, volume doesn't need to be super high to keep my training intensity at a good standard. Push weight as much as I can, keep my numbers relatively progressing as much as I possibly can, and that is all I need to do. But yeah, obviously not looking too flat, but again, like I said before in the car, a little bit on the flatter side. Obviously only 2 meals in as well, but yeah, definitely seeing more vascularity now as the weeks move by. Let's have a look then, let's have a look. Take these fucking straps off as well. Come in if you want. Yeah. So yeah, that is going to be a wrap
on today's video. As always, appreciate you guys for watching. Like and subscribe down below, and I will catch you in the next one.